the year of that encyclopedia?
2011.
Strange.
Yes.
But interesting. I am Trotsky.
Yes, dear.
And this is our house in Coyoacán.
Yes.
And we do have a Spanish gardener named Ramon.
Mercader, yes.
There aren't any other Trotskys living in Coyoacán, are there?
I don't think so. Not under that name.
What is the date today?
August 21st, 1940.
Aha! Then I'm safe! That article says it happened on the 20th, which means it would have happened yesterday.
Leon!
Which means I'd be dead today with a mountain climber's axe in my skull.
Leon!
Will the Capitol's press never get things right?
But Leon, isn't that the handle of a mountain climber's axe sticking out of your skull?
Yes, well, it certainly does look like one. And, come to think of it, Ramon wasn't here yesterday telling me about his mountain climbing trip. He did have a mountain climbing axe with him. Can't remember if he had it with him when he left the room.
He did.
Did Ramon report to work today?
How do you die like this? Stay. Alright, just be comfortable. Okay.
No one is safe. Force must be used. And the revolution of the proletariat against oppression must go on forever! And forever and forever!
Leon! I was just reading the encyclopedia.
Is it the Britannica?
Listen to this.
The universe is viewed by the victors.
On August 20th, 1940, a Spanish communist named Ramon Mercader smashed a mountain climber's axe into Trotsky's skull in Coyoacán, a suburb of Mexico City. Trotsky died the next day.
Yes, and?
I think that there's a mountain climber's axe in your own skull right now.
I knew that! When I was shaving this morning, I noticed a handle sticking out of the back of my head. At first, I thought it was an ice pick. So at first I was worried.
No, it's not an ice pick.
Don't even say the word! You know my recurring nightmare?
Yes.
About the ice pick that buries itself in my skull?
Yes, dear.
That is why I have forbidden any of the servants to allow ice picks into the house.
But Leon!
No one may be seen with an ice pick, especially not Spanish communists.
Leon!
We'll do without ice, or drink our liquor neat and our Coca-Cola warm. Who cares if this is Coyoacán in August? Not a bad song title, that. Coyoacán in August. Or we'll get ice, but we just won't pick at it. Yes, ice will be allowed into the house in blocks, but may not be picked or chipped under any circumstances. Ice cube trays will also be allowed if they've been invented yet. I'll bet that article doesn't say anything about an ice cube tray in my skull, does it?
No.
Does it?
No.
Aha! Then I've outsmarted destiny, which is only a capitalist explanation for the status quo.
But Leon!
Also, look at this! Do you know what this is?
Well, it's broken, but no.
It's a skull.
Well, I knew that.
I bought this skull. I own this skull. Do you know what that makes this? Trotsky's skull. If some Spanish communist posing as a gardener wants to bury something in my skull, be it a nice... You know what? This will be here as a decoy. He'll see the skull, recognize it as my skull, bury something in it, and he'll go his way, and I'll go mine. Is that ingenious?
Up to a point.
50 more years of Trotsky!
I have some bad news for you, Leon.
A mountain climber's axe? Ingenious!
Again. You know what? Just stay.
Funny. I always thought it was a nice pick.
A mountain climber's axe.
end of the world. Serious. I have a map clever's axe buried in my skull.
It's smashed, actually. It says Mercader smashed the axe into your skull, not burned.
All right. What am I going to do?
Maybe a hat would come with a handle. You know, one of those cute little alpine hats with a pointed feather.
The encyclopedia says I died today.
The 21st, that's today.
Well, does it say what time?
No.
So much for the usefulness of that encyclopedia. All right, then. So I have until midnight at the latest.
What did I tell the cook about supper?
Well, you can tell him to forget about the soup course.
He's so dramatic. This isn't good, is it? Sir, can you help me? Just kind of put him onto the stage. Don't be dead weight, Leon. That's good. Just stay. Thank you, sir. You're very kind.
But this man is a gardener.
Yes?
At least he's been posing as a gardener.
Yes?
Well, doesn't that make him a member of the proletariat?
I'd say so.
So what's he doing burying a mountain climber's axe into my skull?
I don't know. Have you been oppressing him?
Why would Ramon have done this to me?
Maybe he's a literalist.
Oh, what?
A literalist. Maybe Ramon ran into Manuel yesterday. You know Manuel, the head gardener?
I know who Manuel is.
I know you know who Manuel is.
One of these days, Mrs. Trotsky.
Maybe Ramon asked him, did Mr. Trotsky have a chance to look at the nasturtiums today? And maybe Manuel said, I don't know, ask Mr. Trotsky.
Oh, really?
Or maybe he was hot to Trotsky. Or maybe he wanted to pick your brain.
That's the big one! You hear that, Elizabeth? I'm coming!
He ruins all of my best jokes. And for that, I'm not even going to move you. Stay like that.
Call Ramon in here.
Ramon!
You better get him to come quickly. I have a mountain climber's axe buried in my skull.
Ramon, come quickly!
Good morning, Ramon.
Good morning, senor.
Please, have a seat. You see, we have very good employer-employee relations here. Ramon, did you bury this axe in my skull?
I did not bury it, senor. I smashed it into your skull.
Excuse me!
You see, you can still see the handle.
It's true, Leon. The handle is not entirely. It's fake.
So you cannot say buried. You only say smashed. Or jammed, perhaps.
All right, but why did you do this?
I think I read it in an encyclopedia.
Me too.
The power of the printed word.
I wanted to use an ice pick, but there were none around the house.
All right, but why did you do this? Do you realize what you've done? Do you realize you smashed this axe into the skull of a major political figure? I helped run the Russian Revolution. I fought Stalin. Why did you do this? Was it political disaffection? Anti-counter-revolutionary backlash?
Actually, it was love, senor.
It's true, Leon. I'm only sorry you had to find out about it this way.
No!
Yes!
No! See? Oh, God, what a fool I've been! Why did you really do this, Ramon?
You will never know that, senor.
This is a nightmare.
But fortunately for you, your nightmare will soon be over.
He's not making this easy, is it?
All right, Ramon, thank you. You may go.
Senor Trotsky,
Yes.
will you have time today to look at the nasturtiums? They are very beautiful.
I don't think so, Ramon, but I'll try.
Thank you, senor. Hasta la vista. Or should I say, buenas noches.
Well, all right. The 21st of August, 1940. going to die. Interesting. And to think, I've been over so many 21st of August in my life, like a man walking over his own grave.
It was wonderful being married to you, Leon.
Thank you, Mrs. Trotsky.
Though it was a burden at times being married to a major historical figure.
Yes, well, I'm sorry I was away from home so often, tending the revolution.
I understand.
And I'm sorry I sometimes had trouble expressing my emotions.
No, please.
And that I sometimes couldn't show my feelings.
That wasn't everything I should have been.
Well, it's a little late for regrets now, with a mountain climber's axe buried in one's skull.
Smashed, actually.
So it wasn't old age, or cancer, or even the ice pick that I feared for years. It's an axe-wielding Spanish communist posing as a gardener.
I really couldn't have guessed that, Leon.
So even an assassin could make the flowers grow. The gardener was false, and yet the garden that he tended was real. How was I to know he was my killer when I passed him every day? How was I to know the man tending the nasturtiums would keep me from seeing what the weather would be like tomorrow? How was I to know I'd never get to see Casablanca, which wouldn't be made until 1942, and which I would despise anyway? How was I to know I'd never get to know about the bomb, or the 80,000 dead at Hiroshima, or rock and roll, or Gorbachev, or the state of Israel? How was I supposed to know that I would someday be erased from the history books of my own land?
But reinstated, at least partially someday.
Sometime. For everyone, there's a room that you go into, and it's the room that you'll never leave. Or else you go out of a room, and it's the last room that you'll ever leave. This is my last room.
You're not even here, Leon.
This desk, those books, that calendar,
You're not even here, my
the
love.
sunshine coming through the blinds,
That was yesterday. You're in a hospital,
the
unconscious.
flowers in the window, you standing there.
This is yesterday, you see.
What does that article say? Read it again.
On August 20th, 1940, a Spanish communist named Ramon Mercader smashed a mountain climber's axe into Trotsky's skull in Coyoacán, a suburb of Mexico City. Trotsky died the next day.
Gives you a little hope about the world, doesn't it? That a man can have a mountain climber's axe smashed into his skull, and yet live on for one whole day. Maybe I'll go look at the nasturtiums.